the results for inflation and the results, I say, are still terrible.
Yeah.
Everything is still terrible.
Yeah.
I mean, the core price increased 0.3%. Increased
Yeah.
0.3%. The core price. So it increased on a monthly basis in December after growing 0.2% in November.
Mm-hmm.
So it went up. As in overall prices rose by 6.5% year over year, matching investors' expectations. They all knew this is what it was going to be, as energy and gas prices actually went down.
Yeah.
They declined. And this is according to the BLS, which is the Bureau of Labor Statistics data that was released this morning. So overall, prices declined by 0.1% on a monthly basis. And that was in December. While core prices, a measure that actually discounts the food and energy prices. Remember, this isn't including food and energy. This isn't including our groceries, things like that. Mm-hmm. They climbed 5.7%.
Right.
Year over year, matching investors' expectations. And the BLS reported in its monthly consumer price index that after two back-to-back inflation readings that were lower than investors' expectations in October and November, investors had hope that the Federal Reserve would further slow its pace of aggressive interest rate hikes that would be designed to blunt the inflation. So earlier this year, we reported on the inflation rate in September and compared the 8.2% to the last 40 years of the inflation. And 6.5% is still greater than any period that we've ever seen in 1980s. So since Biden took power, inflation has done nothing but skyrocket, right? So don't let these numbers fool you. I want to show a little video that I saw this morning, and I want to share this with us all. So hold on one sec here. Let me cue it up. Let me get it down. And here we go.
I'm far more bullish than most people about 2023. So firstly, we think a lot of the bad news has been priced in. We did have a 20% drop in the market this year. And then, but more importantly, we're very bullish about inflation declining. We have a proprietary index that you can find on our website, infracapfunds.com. It's the real-time CPI index. So what we do is we take CPI and adjust it for, we use housing prices instead of the lagged shelter component. And it turned negative about 3 months ago. So we're optimistic that as slowly the decline in housing prices moves into the shelter component CPI will cool off faster than people think, which will allow the Fed to pause, and we'll get through this cycle with either no recession or only a very technical recession. So we're way more bullish than most strategists about the market next year. And we were correctly bearish about the market this year. It's a pretty normal reaction after a big rally yesterday. And specifically, the issue with the market, which has been true for...
Go ahead. I'm telling you, I need four hands.
I gotcha.
Anyway.
Yeah, I mean, he has a metric that is able to track inflation using the housing market, right? Like, he could be right or he could be completely wrong. The reality is that we're going to continue to see, more inflation over time, higher inflation over time. Nothing's really going to change, right? And, obviously gold today on the spot price is at 1901. So we're actually up $22, right? So,
yeah. No, it's good. It's good news. Everything's up on the board, I saw. Even the Bitcoin is up. It finally broke from 16 to 17 to now it's at 18.
Yeah, within the next 6 months to a year, we're about to enter another bull market in crypto. So yeah, I mean, don't get confused. You could see 14,000, 15,000, in the short term.
Well, on the service CPI right now, since it soars to its highest in 40 years, real wages shrink for the 21st month in a row. And this is not good news for hardworking Americans out there. This is not that great of news. So it might help the market a little bit, but I looked at it today. It's not jumping up and down and doing its dance, but it doesn't matter. The bottom line is to diversify. Get yourself in some precious metals so that you do have something to fall back onto in exchange for more value later on. I also want to share something with you, Rob. I'm hoping that I can handle this because I'm pretty bad when it comes to all this, but it has to do with these open borders. And I don't know if you heard about this now. I'm going to show some video here and some interesting telltale on all this. But right now, Biden's open border update is that Mexican officials are now saying at least 2 illegal aliens with malaria have entered into the United States.
I read that, yeah.
Over 5 million have entered into the United States through the open border with Mexico since Joe Biden took office. And it is the greatest illegal alien invasion in world history. And Joe Biden is one responsible for all of this. And on his first day in office, Joe Biden ended the Trump border policies and stopped work on the border wall with Mexico in its planned destruction of the United States. And this President Manuel Lopez, he actually thanked Biden on Tuesday for not building even 1 meter of a border wall since he took office. Hell no, he don't want those malaria people in his damn
He's probably
country.
So happy that they're those two.
Malaria.
Yeah, he's like, let them go to the U.S. They want to take you, right?
Next we'll hear Ebola. But you don't know what they're coming in here with.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, my God. It's crazy. And the head of the 3rd sanitary jurisdiction announced that 2 of the malaria patients were discharged and have already crossed into the United States already. I'm not kidding. This is insane. And most of these migrants, they're never even tested for exotic or lethal contagious diseases before they cross into the beautiful United States. Oh, my God.
How did they get tested to begin with?
They don't get tested.
Then how do they find out they have malaria?
Well, they must have known when they went over there or something.
Yeah. Huh.
Well, think about it. If they're found with malaria in another country, I mean, think about this. Last night, downtown, there was a knifing. There were 2 suspects. I saw one had a skateboard. Anyway, the cops had him in the handcuffs. Guess what? He escaped out of the handcuffs. I don't think they found him. They were looking for him all night long. I saw the helicopters all night long.
So somebody stabbed somebody.
Yeah, and then one of the guys got away in the handcuffs. He literally got out of the handcuffs and got away. He's like Houdini. He escaped. So, they probably knew that these people had it because, by the way, this person, from the 3rd sanitary jurisdiction, her name is Gilma Denora Alcora Cortez. So I think she is from Mexico. So they knew that these people got out of their state and got into our state with malaria.
Yeah.
But I mean, come on. They're not just coming in here with malaria. They're coming in with the cartel. They're coming in with fentanyl.
Yeah.
They're coming in with crystal meth. And they're coming in through the frickin' manholes on the streets in United States.
Yeah, I mean, if I were the president of Mexico, I'd be like, yeah, they're better in your hands than our hands. You could have them, So. Well,
let me just show something here. If you can see this, hold on. So, you remember, so Biden goes to El Paso.
Yeah.
So this was what El Paso looked like. Well, it looks like it's all gone again, Rob. I don't know. This thing is all messed up. At least I got you. So anyway, I don't know. This machine is messed up. I think we need a new one of these like deals here. And now look.
Have you had that for very long?
Nothing. I think a shyster sold it to us. You know who I'm talking about? The guy that sold me all this equipment.
Oh, okay.
Supposed to. Oh, you guys don't even want to know. He got robbed big time. Shyster by the name of Gary. Shystered me into the equipment. I think he gave me a used box. Honest to God, I do.
Really?
Because look, now, nothing. Anyway, I don't know. Let's see. Let me try this again. Nah, doesn't work. So anyway, we won't mess with it. But just so you know, the streets were cluttered like a hoarder on the street. Mm-hmm. And then when they came in, the streets were just super clean after Biden came in, right? And it's interesting because it was Jean Paris, whatever her name, the secretary, literally was saying it was just a coincidence that there were no, she said that a coincidence there were no illegal. In other words, she didn't understand. It could have been a coincidence. She didn't know. She wouldn't answer the questions. I mean, whatever. I feel dumb now because I had this all lined up and I wanted to show videos and everything, and now I can't even show the videos.
It's all good.
But have you heard about Hunter Biden? Now they're zeroing in on him for a $30,000 tax deduction. Have you heard about this?
I mean, I read something about that, but I don't really know what it's for.
So Hunter Biden now could actually be facing charges for making false deductions on his tax returns. And it was reported that yesterday, Wednesday, that it emerged that a Chinese business associate of Hunter's asked him for advice on the FBI because a colleague of his was being investigated. And Hunter, who was 52, has been in the crosshairs of the U.S. Attorney in Delaware, David Weiss, now since at least 2020. And on Wednesday, the New York Times reported that those charges could be immediate, and that in part thanks to an allegation of $30,000 in tax deductions, which he claimed were for business deductions. Now, wait a minute. Didn't somebody from Trump's camp just go to prison? Alan Weiss, didn't he just go to prison for 6 months because he didn't? It sounds a lot like that, doesn't it?
It does.
So, Hunter, you might want to start getting ready. Pack your bag. You may be going federal pen. Go over there. Well, Hunter could also face charges over his October 2018 purchase of a .38 caliber handgun, for which Hunter had to certify that he was not on drugs.
Huh.
I could just see him.
Yeah.
I am not in his application. I do not do crystal meth. I do not screw Russian hookers. I do not
Right, yeah.
I do not smoke crack. I do not run around naked and swim down a swimming pool naked in a hotel room. I don't do these sort of things. I do not ask my dad for money when I'm in trouble. Come on, Daddy. So anyway, it's interesting. So it looks like, I just wish I can't get these pictures.
Try it again. Just try.
Nah, it won't work. There we go. Look right there. There we go. He's like having a fit right now, Hunter Biden. Anyway, it's funny how this thing works and then it don't work and that. All right, so let me see if I can get this going. Let's see if we can do this.
You didn't talk to any migrants, and you didn't go anywhere that people actually crossed illegally. Why not?
But he went to the migrant center, which was a critical place to be when you think about the partners who are our partners who are helping support the migrants on the ground there. There happened to be no migrants at the facility at the time that he visited.
Because El Paso has been crushed. The shelters are full. There are overflow migrants sleeping in the streets, and then it's just a coincidence that suddenly the president shows up and...
Well, let's talk about what's going on in El Paso, right? El Paso did go down significantly prior to the president's visit by about 70%. And that's a good thing, Peter. That's a good thing that we've seen the numbers go down. And that is something that we should be saying, okay, that's a good job there.
Say that. I meant to say I had my muted on. I said Rob's laughing at me. I said, I'm not racist, but if she wasn't a colored lady, a black lady, I think you'd see her blushing like crazy. They're down 70%. Come on, who she thinks she's fooling, right? It's crazy. No, I wish I could run this thing. I just don't know what I'm doing wrong.
You just had it.
I know, but it's like I don't know what I'm doing.
I think you press things too fast.
You think?
Yeah.
I don't know. I need somebody to do this crap. I can't do it, and it's like I can't get it to. There we go. So here's what she's talking about. I got to show you this video here, and this will blow your mind too. Watch this. Watch this. So this is as of the day that Biden is in El Paso.
Mm-hmm.
This don't make you a believer. Actually, the picture, look at the fact that it's there. It's just saying,
No, trust me. I've been to El Paso numerous of times, and years ago, that place was tippy top. You want to go there, party. You'd go to the Paso to party. Mexico's just right there.
I went there.
Yeah.
Hey, besides all that, I wanted to. Elon Musk. They're saying 2 billion is like
What?
doesn't affect him.
Right.
Doesn't affect him at all.
That's a lot of money.
That is a lot of dough.
That's assets, not net worth, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, listen, I can't stay long today. I promise I'll make it. Got a lot of business today, yesterday. I wanted to say thank you.
It's all good. Right there.
Yeah. Anyway, God bless everybody.